It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You tune into your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Espresso only on SABC3. Now, very exciting. Tomorrow sees us announcing the winner of our incredible Ireland competition. And we have invited Graham Howe, a travel expert and also journalist, into our studio to give us his insight into this incredible destination and also some useful Dublin travel tips. Now, Graham has visited Ireland no less than 10 times over the last 20 years. And we are very happy to have him here this morning to whet our appetites a little bit. Graham, thank you so much for joining us.
It's great to be here.
I think Ireland is one of those places I've never been there, but I've always aspired to go in there. It's a magical destination. But what would you say keeps just drawing you back to this wonderful place?
Well, I'd say out of about 60 countries I've visited on destination trips worldwide, Ireland has certainly always been one of my favourite. It's captivating. I mean, I think from the kind of lush landscape to the this kind of rich Celtic mythology and just to the great hospitality. Everyone knows, you know, how great fun the Irish travellers are when you meet them abroad, and to see them in their sort of hometown in a captivating city like Dublin that goes all the way back, founded by the Vikings, is great. Just the sense of history, 1,000 years of history.
I mean,
more.
beautiful sights as well. I was just
Yes.
looking at some of the pictures. You mentioned Dublin. Is this definitely one of the cities that you would recommend as your favourite place?
It's one of the great European cities to do on any kind of tour of Europe, and I think it just has so much. Whether you're into, you know, as a musical city, for example, from traditional folklore to and folk music through to U2, and just think of all the great Irish bands, Sinead O'Connor, that have come out of Ireland. One of my favourite ways to see Dublin, in fact, and I call it Dazzling Dublin, is to just explore it on foot.
Look at that, yeah. I can just imagine walking down that cobbled street, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it has all these different bridges that crisscross, and you can walk from square to square, and it's a very sort of green Georgian city. It hasn't been overdeveloped, so it really has a bit of a 19th century ambience.
Man, you've probably got the best job in the whole world, man. You know what? As South Africans, when we travel, I mean, we are looking for destinations that are accessible. We don't want to have hassles when we travel.
Yes.
Is Ireland one of those destinations that you can really, you know, find accessible, easy to travel to?
Absolutely, and I think that, you know, there are a lot of ways to get to Ireland from South Africa, and if you're flying via Europe, for example, it's actually a visa-free destination in the south. But if you do intend to go up to the north, then you would need a British visa to the Belfast and the counties up in the north. So Dublin is amazingly accessible for South Africans on various routes, and I think also quite affordable. You know, there's a range of backpacker to luxury accommodation. Walking around it on foot is easy. The Temple Bar area which is the big nightlife area with these pubs. I mean, we went to one that was founded in 1198 that went back to the 12th century, called the Brazen Head, for an evening of traditional Irish folk music.
Wow.
And these wonderful stories about the little people, the great Irish belief in leprechauns, and I'd never realised that there are 10 different kinds of leprechauns, including one that steals your whiskey while you're not looking, and has a specific name, in fact. And I asked one of the people there and said, do you really believe in the little people? And she said, oh, well, I don't believe in it, but it doesn't mean they're not there.
Jeez, that is incredible. Just lastly, quickly, any new attractions that you visited that you would recommend people go see?
Well, the top attractions are certainly places like the famous Long Room at Trinity College, which has appeared in films like Educating Rita, and has the Book of Kells, one of the illuminated Gospels that goes back to the 8th century. The huge Guinness distillery there, which has a 9,000-year lease, which shows you how seriously the Irish take drinking, and the St. Patrick's Cathedral, and also the Kilmarnock Jail, which is where going back to the Easter Uprising. And an interesting Irish story is that every day during the uprising, they used to stop everything with the war on both sides, so that the groundkeeper could feed the ducks on St. Stephen's Green, one of the many parks there.
Graham, there's definitely an incredible destination. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, whetting our appetites a little bit. And I mean, just taking a look at some of those pictures, Ireland seems like an absolute dream destination, really rich in history and also culture. But I mean, we've been talking about giving away a trip to Ireland this whole week if you have signed up to our Avios and Espresso travel community. And if you want to know more about this incredible competition, here's your chance.
Do you have your passport ready? You should, because one lucky Expresso viewer stands the chance of winning a trip for two to Ireland. Yes, you can be on your way to the Emerald Isle and spend a night in a castle, visit a traditional pub, and much more with the compliments of Tourism Ireland, British Airways, and Avios. To enter, join the Expresso travel community. SMS the keyword travel to 33728. That's travel to 33728.